You think reality is stable? Think again. Everything you see, touch, and experience is a constant battle between forces beyond your control. But what if I told you that love and conflict don't just shape relationships, they shape the entire universe? And what if understanding them could change the way you see everything? Tonight we're diving into the mind of a thinker who saw the world as a grand cosmic cycle, Empedocles. Imagine being a philosopher, a poet, a mystic, and a self-proclaimed demigod all at once. Sounds like someone who'd have a reality show today, right? Well, meet Empedocles, the 5th century BCE thinker from Acragas, modern-day Sicily, who basically gave ancient philosophy one of its most ambitious glow-ups. He wasn't just about pondering the universe. He claimed to understand its deepest secrets, how everything is made of 4 unchanging elements: earth, air, fire, and water, constantly mixing and separating under the influence of 2 cosmic forces, love and strife. Yeah, you heard that right. He turned universal change into a cosmic love-hate relationship. Love pulls everything together, strife tears it all apart. And this cycle, it never ends. Unlike philosophers before him, who thought everything came from just one fundamental substance, looking at you, Thales, Empedocles argued that nature is a remix. Nothing is ever truly new, just a different mashup of the same 4 ingredients. Fire might be raging in a volcano today, but give it time and strife might pull it apart, spreading its essence into the wind, the ocean, or the very ground you're standing on. What made this idea so revolutionary was that it wasn't just random chaos. There was a pattern, a rhythm. At times, love takes over, blending everything into one harmonious, perfect sphere where all elements are united. But perfection never lasts. Just like that one time you actually got 8 hours of sleep. Strife always comes back, tearing everything apart, scattering the elements into the complex, diverse world we see around us. According to Empedocles, the universe is always swinging between these 2 extremes, in an endless cycle of unity and destruction. This was his answer to a major philosophical problem. How can the world constantly change while still being made of eternal, unchanging substances? Unlike Parmenides, who said change was an illusion, Empedocles offered a middle ground. The elements themselves, permanent, but their combinations always shifting. It was an elegant solution. If everything is just different arrangements of the same core ingredients, then change is real, but nothing is ever truly lost. This wasn't just poetic, it was proto-science, anticipating later theories about the composition of matter. And the influence of his ideas? Huge. Aristotle later took his 4-element model and ran with it, integrating it into his own system of hylomorphism, which basically argues that everything is a mix of matter and form. Plato, on the other hand, thought Empedocles' approach was a bit too mechanical, but he still incorporated the 4 elements into his own cosmic model in the Timaeus. Fast forward to the Roman era, and Lucretius, an Epicurean poet-philosopher, found his ideas intriguing, though he put his own atomic twist on things. Even Stoics and Neoplatonists saw something worth keeping in Empedocles' cosmic vision, using it to explore themes of unity and division in nature. But here's where things get even wilder. Empedocles wasn't just doing philosophy, he was preaching. He didn't just see love and strife as cosmic forces, he thought they had moral and spiritual significance too. According to him, our souls are caught in this cosmic cycle, reincarnating endlessly based on their purity. Align yourself with love, you're on your way to divine unity. Get tangled up in strife? Well, enjoy your time as a lower life form. Yes, Empedocles believed in reincarnation, much like Pythagoras, and thought we were all fragments of a lost divine whole. Enlightenment, for him, meant understanding these cosmic processes and finding a way to break free. And how did he communicate all of this? Poetry. While most philosophers of his time wrote in prose, Empedocles went full epic mode, crafting elaborate verses filled with vivid imagery of cosmic battles, elemental transformations, and the struggle between unity and division. This wasn't just a stylistic choice. It made his philosophy more accessible, connecting it to the mythological and religious traditions people already understood. And let's be real, poetry probably helped his self-proclaimed divine status feel a bit more legit. Of course, not everyone was buying what he was selling. Aristotle, while borrowing his 4-element model, rejected the idea that love and strife were actual independent forces shaping reality. Instead, Aristotle believed in his own system of potentiality and actuality to explain change. Other later philosophers also had trouble taking Empedocles' mystical claims seriously. Plus, his poetic style made it hard to extract clear arguments, which led to centuries of debates over what he really meant. But despite all the criticism, his ideas had serious staying power. His vision of the universe, made of fundamental substances combining and recombining, was a distant ancestor to modern chemistry and atomic theory. And his concept of opposing forces shaping reality? You can see echoes of that in dialectics, physics, and even thermodynamics. Sure, he framed it in mythological terms, but the core logic, that the world operates through cycles of attraction and repulsion, was surprisingly ahead of its time. So, in the grand scheme of ancient thought, Empedocles was part scientist, part philosopher, part mystic, and 100% a character. His attempt to merge natural observation with spiritual speculation made him one of the most distinctive voices in pre-Socratic philosophy. By proposing a universe built from eternal elements, governed by opposing forces, he didn't just explain how the physical world worked, he offered a cosmic framework for existence itself. Later thinkers might have refined, modified, or rejected his theories, but the big questions he raised, about change, permanence, and the forces driving the universe, have never really gone away. I'll leave you to discuss in the comments. Was Empedocles a visionary or just really committed to a poetic gimmick? You can support us by subscribing if you haven't already. Take care of yourselves, take care of your loved ones, and I'll catch you soon in another video.